All right, man. Well, it seems like Stephen A. Smith is catching fire yet again because of his opinions. And it's not just a normal opinion. It's Stephen A. speaking for the black community once again. Now, he already spoke for the black community and said that Will Smith needs to sit down and have a conversation with the black community, as if the black community is one person, as if there's one representative for the whole black community. And he's saying he didn't like the fact that Will Smith was able to still be celebrated because of what he did at the Oscars a couple years back. He felt like there wasn't enough apologies, there wasn't enough, kneeling down and kissing the ring of the black community and saying sorry, when in actuality, black people never gave a damn that he smacked Chris Rock. And I'm one of those people who feel like, I think Will Smith was in the wrong, but sometimes you gotta be wrong to be right. And if you're gonna defend your wife, even if your wife is a whore, an embarrassment, that's your wife and you gonna stick beside her. But now he's under fire because he decided once again to speak for the black community and criticize the BET Awards because they decided to pay tribute to OJ when they did their whole slideshow of all the people that passed in the previous year. And they put up a 5-second photo of OJ Simpson, and it made Stephen A's hairline grow back even further. It made steam come out of his big ass forehead. I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. He got his thong in a bunch. I'm talking about all the way up his ass cavative. You know what I mean? So I guess that he just really wasn't feeling that whole situation, and he decided to criticize it. Let's take a look at it.
This is the BET Awards. This is a celebration of blackness, of black culture, of black entertainment, of black excellence. And when you do something like this, you got folks outside the community see that shit? TMZ talking about it, NBC talking about it, CNBC talking about it, CBS talking about it, USA Today talking about it, PBS, everybody but PBS. When that kind of stuff happens, how do you think that benefits us? And that's a story that we don't get into nearly as much as we should. Did it ever occur to anybody to remind yourself of the responsibility we have? I'm not blaming any of the folks there in the audience. They didn't know. And even though BET is owned by Paramount, it's still BET. Black folks everywhere, all up in there. And that's what we celebrate. We, as a community, are going to be held accountable for that. The trial was televised. His actions and his dismissiveness and disassociation and distance from the black community was self-inflicted. He created that. He wanted nothing to do with us. Where's this affinity for him? Where's the evidence that he ever gave a shit about us? I just don't understand. And I think that when it comes to something like that, you got to guard against that.
Now, as you see, Stephen A. Smith was very vocal about that. And there was a couple of celebrities that didn't really feel what was going on with that situation. One of them being Faison Love.
This Stephen A. Smith, man, I don't know. Where do you niggas come from? Do they groom you niggas? Where the fuck do you come from? You mad because BET is celebrating OJ? Who else gonna celebrate him? Are you fucking stupid? He was found innocent, nigga. In the court of laws, the white laws. But your dick nose is gonna go on talking about how, are you crazy? You would have did this, you would have did that. Where the fuck do you niggas come from? Where the fuck do you niggas come from? I've never seen some lazy house nigga shit. You ain't even a house nigga. You the nigga that's sucking the house niggas dick. Who the fuck are you niggas? That's what Kendrick's talking about. They are not like us. They are not like you. Fuck you, I'm talking about OJ. Nigga, are you crazy? You can't even
No, I'm sorry I had to show y'all that big ape-looking man spitting and talking with his yellow teeth and his stank-ass breath, and I just assumed that his breath is stank. I just could smell the must through the camera. I'm talking about, he looks like he smells like hot dog water. Yeah, like 7 gallons of hot dog water. And Lord knows, he is not washing every crevice of his body. He got to pull up this flap here, get up under there. He's not getting that big ass roll under the back of his neck. So I just forgive that y'all had to experience that. But somebody a little bit more clean cut when it comes to the looks and just, you know, just expressing himself a little better. Willie D from the Ghetto Boys, who's became an online personality, he had something to say as well about Stephen A. Smith. Let's take a look.
The only reason they feel the way that they feel about OJ is because OJ is a black man, one of the very few in the history of this country who was accused of killing white people and got off. Yeah, nah, that's what this is really about. That's right. That's what this is really about. Because there have been a whole lot of white people who have killed white people in this country and got off. And they've never had that same energy for those people. You know what they say? Well, you know, I believe he was guilty. A jury of his peers acquitted him. They saw it differently, and we just have to respect the jury's decision. Our system is not perfect, but it's the only system that we have. That's what they say. But for some reason, they can't let it go. It's OJ. They can't let it go for some reason. And they have these stooges like Half Stephen from Django Smith, perched up to do their work. They put them on national TV. They put them on these big stages where they can have a big audience, where their words can have some influence. And they use these little monkeys like Stephen A. Smith to say the things that they can't say publicly. Oh, they definitely say it in private, but they can't say it publicly because they would be called the racist that they are.
So as you see, it seems like Stephen A. Smith, maybe he has a problem with detecting what the culture is feeling. And he has his own morals and principles. So actually, let's sit down and discuss this. Let's go more into depth. BigJusLaFlare.
It's him.
What up, YouTube? It's the Top G. And if you're not subscribed to the LaFlareLounge, then you better tap in now.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy, BigJusLaFlare. Welcome to the LaFlareLounge with it. Now, hey, man, listen. First off, let me say, I'm sorry that I ain't been on here in a few days, man. It's cancer season. Your boy's birthday was on the 3rd. It's been the 4th of July. Your boy has been literally waking up, brushing his teeth with tequila and going to sleep with that yike. You feel me? Your boy has been cooking ribs, hot dogs, chicken, all kind of corn on the cob. You know, it's just been it's been an amazing last week. I think I had one of the best birthdays in my life, man. I had a good family shindig over here at the house. And you know, I'm a Southern soul cowboy, and I've just been out here doing what I've got to do. You know what I mean? But I'm back, baby. And what we're going to talk about today, y'all seen it already, man. Stephen A. Smith, man. Stephen A. Smith. Let's really talk about it. Stephen A. Smith, man. Stupid. Alright, I think Stephen A. Smith, the problem with Stephen A. Smith is not this situation. This situation is a problem, but it's not just this problem. The problem is, over the last couple of months, Stephen A. Smith, I think he thinks that his opinion is the opinion of the general public, of black people, of the black community, as he's saying, the black community. First of all, what is the black community? What is the black community? Because he said this with Will Smith when he said he's not going to support Will Smith and watch Bad Boys 4 because of what he did to his friend, Chris Rock. And he spoke, and that's fine, right? Stephen A is allowed to have his own opinion, and he has his own morals, and he has his, and that's fine. I can respect that. If anybody did that to my friend, I wouldn't go support that person either. But where the problem lies is Stephen A. Smith is trying to say that this is how the culture's feeling. Yeah, like some Kendrick Lamar shit. He's trying to say this is how black people in general feel. And that's where he's losing this battle, because he did it again with this OJ situation. Stephen A. Smith, obviously, and I hate to say this because I love your work. I think you're funny. I think you're entertaining. I think you're well spoken. I think you're, you know what I mean? You inspire me. Sometimes I look at you, Shannon Sharp, I look at y'all talking, I be like, damn. Man, how can I learn to speak so fluently like that? Like, I really gotta, work on that. But you're wrong in this situation. You have no pulse of the black culture. It's starting to seem like. And a lot of people have been saying that for years. We've seen what Terrell Owens said to him. And I don't agree with what everybody's doing. Like, I didn't like Faison Love's reaction as much as Willie D's. I liked Willie D's. But Faison Love, is one of those people where maybe you didn't articulate yourself. You couldn't articulate yourself in the moment. And so you just resulted in basically calling him a coon, like insulting him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like having a roasting battle. You know what I'm saying? We going back and forth at the lunch table, and it's always that one nigga who can't really think of a joke quick enough. And so the nigga he want to fight you, or he want to just disrespect you. You know what I mean? That's not how that works. But Stephen A, you're even over the last few years, that's been saying it, but the last couple of months, you stop speaking for black people. Speak for yourself. And that's the only problem. That will literally help out everything, bro. If you were to say, hey, I didn't like that Will Smith smacked my friend Chris Rock, so I'm not going to support his movie. I don't even like the way that white people, he's been parading around these white people, and it seems like the black community, like we just forgave him with open arms. I didn't like that. If you would have just said that, that's still you being you, and it would have been a more respectable opinion. If you would have said, hey, OJ, I'm not really rocking with OJ. I didn't like the fact that BET honored him because I feel like he really did that murder and got away with it, and just my morals and principles won't let me support him, especially on top of the fact that he didn't support the black community until he needed them. If you would have said, hey, listen, he wasn't black, he was OJ, he thought he was above the culture, he thought that he was so much of a celebrity and so much of a god that he was above being black, and he comes from a black struggle, a black community, and then later on in life, when the money wasn't there and I did it and he didn't, and he needed us, he needed means of income, he started fucking with rappers like fucking Cameron and Mace, doing a sports show with hood ass rappers and shit like that. I would have respected that, Stephen A. You see how I just said that? You can say your opinion without speaking for us. Stop speaking for the black community, because quite frankly, Stephen A, it seems like your pulse, like your touch, your temperature is somewhere else when it comes to speaking for the black community. And if you would just realize that, I think that you would go a long way, and you wouldn't have such certain reactions and people getting on to you, because I can tell that this really gets to you. Now, it is a means of content and it works, but this is how you want to go out. You talk about basketball players and football players. You talk about their legacies all the time. Is this how you want to go out? Is this how you want to be looked at? Is this how you want to be looked at, Stephen A? That's how he says it. Is this how you want to be looked at, Stephen A? Do you want to be looked at as the guy who worked for a corporate business, a black man, and you sold out because you didn't touch on the temperature of black people? You thought that your word was law. You thought your opinion was law. You thought that, hey, I'm going to shuck and jive. That's how they're looking at you. They think that you're shucking and jiving. I just think that there's a better way to go about this, Stephen A. In all seriousness, I think there's a better way to go about this. Just leave the black community out of your mouth, man, and talk about what Stephen A. feels, and you'll go a long way. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Am I right? Am I right? Give me a thumbs up if y'all agree, and give me a thumbs down. But hit that like button for sure, and make sure that y'all comment. Make sure that y'all share, subscribe, all of that, man. Happy belated 4th. I hope everybody's safe this weekend, especially for those in Chicago. I don't know what y'all be got going on. Y'all be shooting like 70 people, killing 10. That shit gotta stop. And we out, baby. Ooh.